Evening all. How's everybody doing? Glad to be back on the stream. Just come back from my holiday. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a few of these kind of pop-up shows throughout the season. Time is very, very sparse for me. So yeah, when I get the odd hour, going to pop on and do a show. So how's everybody doing tonight? Mark's in the chat. Big up, Mark. Evening to you. Hope you're good. People watching, please like and subscribe if you haven't. It'd be much appreciated. Big up, Rolly. Evening to you, man. Big up, Peter. Thank you for being here also. So look, guys, it's massive news, wasn't it? Broke out. When was it now? Yesterday, I can't remember, or this morning. Son is leaving the club. Yeah. Big news. Big news. I mean, I haven't come on and said my bit about Son. And look, Son, fantastic player for Spurs over the years. One of my favourite players playing for Spurs. Oh, definitely. And with Son and the football that he plays, it's about it's bringing that excitement, isn't it? The goals, the partnership with Kane, the years under Pochettino. Yeah, a fantastic player. And look, I think it's about time that he moves on now. He's 33 now, and what a time to leave after lifting the Europa League. So yeah, it's but what a player, guys. How are you all feeling about it? A lot of people have come out and said their bit about Son leaving. Just wishing him well. Talking about the fantastic memories. And yeah, look, we can think back and now. Remember the goal against Burnley when he ran from inside our side of the half all the way and scoring many goals in the Champions League, hat tricks. There's so many fond memories. What guys in the chat? What's your kind of favourite memory of Son? Just drop your comments in there. Big up, Mark. Had a lovely few days in London, Whitechapel. Never been to East London before. Glad you had a nice time, mate. Rowley says, Sonny, wish him all the best. And Razzle Dazzle, evening, Dan. How you doing, mate? Thank you for joining us also. Yeah, guys, just tell us your kind of favourite goal or moment of Son playing for the club. How are you feeling about it? Do you think it's the right time for him to move on? And then there's obviously talk about, are we going to replace him? I don't think we will. I think we do need to. We need to replace him. But you have Wilson there, you have Tell there. I just got a feeling that the club are going to stick with those two. We brought in Kudos. Look, my opinion is that we need better attackers in the team, and I hope we do bring someone else in before the start of the season. But guys, give us your thoughts on that. Evening to Jason. Hope you're good, man. Wishing Son all the best. Thank you for him and his service to the club. And that's it, right? He's a fantastic servant. He stuck around. Everybody's left. It's only Ben Davies still at the club since the Poch years. So look, he stayed through the difficult times, and I'm so happy that he finally took a trophy away and a captain. And yeah, amazing moment. And as I said, I think it's just the right time for him to move on. Let's go to the chat. Rowley says, Eze and Mwani, I'll be so happy for this window. Well, Eze, it's gone a bit quiet with him, isn't it? There was talks of getting Eze at the beginning of the window. Then we heard that he's an Arsenal fan. He wants to go to Arsenal. Yeah, it just didn't happen, did it? In fact, yeah, it'd be great to get him in, but I haven't seen any links lately. I think I don't think that's going to happen, I'm afraid. Evening to Scott. How you doing, Scott? Hope you're good, man. Yeah, like Son, he won the Pukas Award, didn't he, with that goal? Where he played really well when we beat Manchester United. Remember that, that 6-1 away victory in the COVID times. That partnership he put together with Kane, right? Yeah, they were the partnership all-time goal scorers, assists and goal scorers. I mean, yeah, fantastic player. Son is big up. Body, mind, and spirit. Lee Kang in form. PSG. That's so a replacement. Okay, yeah, good shout. Good shout. Don't know how he's got on at PSG. But guys, do you think the club are going to bring someone else in that attacking area? Maybe not necessarily to replace Son, but another option up there. I just do worry about our forward line. We can't rely on Richarlison. He's obviously going to be playing tomorrow against Newcastle. Let's see if he can stays fit through pre-season because he's very, very injury prone. Solanke, there's a lot of people don't rate him or they think he's just average. Solanke, we'll see how he gets on under Frank. He needs to stay in the box, I think, in this season. He needs to be a target in the box. But when I look at Solanke, I don't think he has that X factor. I don't think he has that, when there's a striker who can get a shot away really quickly. I don't think Solanke's that guy. I think he works hard, he presses well. He has a lot to offer. But when you're talking about, really wanting to compete at that top end, we need to bring in a proper striker into this side. I hope Spurs do it. I have my doubts they will, but look, the window's not shut yet, so there's still time. Let's go to the chat. Big up, Rich. Evening to you. Hope you're good, man. That Burnley goal always remembered from Moley. Yeah, fantastic goal, weren't it? I remember it. Brilliant goal. I think we smashed them that day, didn't we? In the first half, that was under Mourinho. I think it was. Big up, Ronnie. Evening to you. Hope you're good. Big up, Archer. Hope you're good as well. Yeah, thank you for all being here. Yeah, so just talking about kind of like favourite Son goals, Son moments. When you think back at the time of supporting the club, is Son one of your favourite all-time players? Is he up there? Is he in your top 5, top 10? That really depends on your age, I guess. But Son, was it 10 years at the club? Came in under Pochettino, very young from Leverkusen. Didn't hit the ground running straight away. But and there was actually talk in that first season if he was ever going to make it. I'm glad they stuck with him. And under Pochettino, yeah, he really become a player, fantastic in that Pochettino team. With Ali, Kane, Ericsson, that front four, which was fantastic, wasn't it? If you think back now, what else can I say about Son? Let's go to some stats about him. Now, he is I saw this today. He's third in the most goal contributions since he joined. So it's 127 goals and 71 assists. And if you compare it to the likes, and there's only 2 other players ahead of him at this time when Son joined, I'll tell you in a second, is Salah and Kane. So that's a combination with Son, 196 goal contributions, Salah's 270, Kane's 231. So yeah, so fantastic. And I think in the goal scoring list, Son, he's pretty up there, isn't he? He's like, I don't know where he is now. I might have a look it up in a minute. But look, yeah, fantastic goal scorer. Just a lovely guy, weren't he? Always smiling. I wasn't sure when he was a captain. Don't think he was the best captain, but he was the longest kind of serving player there. Kane left, Son took that role, and it is what it is. I wonder who's going to be the new captain now, guys. Let's go to the chat. We got Mark. Love the days he would go inside off the left and whip in a shot for 20 yards, and this is it, wasn't it? Fantastic amount, different goals he scored. Didn't score many headers. I can't remember he scored any, to be honest. But left foot, right foot. I mean, there was a game he played for us in the Champions League when we didn't have Kane and he was up front. It was against Dortmund and he took his goal so well, didn't he? Went crossing from Vertonghen, who was playing left back. Yeah, fantastic goals. It's so many crackers Son scored. And yeah, it's just the last couple of seasons, he kind of slowed down a bit. He still got some goal contributions, didn't he? He still scored goals, assisted, but he just wasn't that player. He's really struggled to take on his man. And he really kind of needed to be playing kind of off a striker, more of an inside forward to kind of get the most out of him. But I just think it's just the right time for him to go. Basil Dazzle says he's a top 5. And let's be honest, he was at the heart of our really good team. He was fantastic, Son. And yeah, it's going to be very sad tomorrow, isn't it? His last game. I'm sure there'll be some tears in the team and the fans, right? A lot of people are very upset today about the news that he's leaving. Rowley says the best Premiership partnership for assists and goals with Kane, just a really likable player. Yeah, that's so true. He was a really likable player. And as I said, he walked away with a trophy. Body, mind, and spirit. Who is your son replacement? Now, this is it, isn't it? Like, I was just talking about that a few moments ago. Look, we need somebody in that forward line who's going to be, he's going to have a bit of X factor. I know Kudos, he's going to have some of that, but we need more. We need probably a striker or somebody who can play on the left and up front. But as I said, the worry is that, they've got Tell, they signed him for 30 million, and then they've got the young Wilson as well. We played quite well the other day against Arsenal, but I think it's a lot of pressure to put it on to both of those two players to kind of perform throughout the season. But knowing Spurs, I'm not convinced. Are you guys convinced that they're going to go in and bring a top player, a replacements for Son? I just got this feeling that we're not. Let's just go to the chat and see what people are saying. I'll take Grealish, great option. Yeah, definitely. There's a little bit of talk about him, but I haven't seen any really good sources about Grealish. Obviously, his wages are going to be high, and this is the problem with Spurs, isn't it? Like we're still not going to break that wage structure. I don't know how much Kudos was on. Anybody in the chat know? Palhinha is not 100% confirmed, right? The loan, heard the medical was passed yesterday. We're waiting for the announcements of him. But again, it's all about the wages. So this is how we'll miss out on top players until we start breaking that wage structure. And having Son off that salary now, there should be more money to go into wages for another player. So look, we just have to hope that Spurs do bring that top player in. Evening to Jessica. So we're after the Stuttgart player Militer. Yeah, I saw some of his highlights today. That's a talented player, guys. What do you think about him? I don't know much about him. I've got to do a bit of research. Some people reckon he's better than Morgan Gibbs-White. I don't know, but yeah, well, we'll see on that one. I haven't seen any real strong links on him from like a reliable journalist. So we'll see how that one plays out. Big up Nige, big up Dan Buddy, big up chat. Sorry, just got home and saw your message. Got to sort my youngest out before bed. Smash those likes. Cheers, Nige. Hope you're good, man. We'll catch up with you soon, man. Roddy, so many fans now wish our legend leader is gone. Enjoy watching. Tell Odebert, Richie, Solanke, Johnson. He is still better than all of them. Yeah, look, Son's a legend in the club, isn't he? He really is. I mean, all of those players there listed are, they're not as good as Son, and there's potential there. I mean, Richarlison, you just can't rely on him. Solanke, I just think he's a good forward, but that's it. Frank maybe can maximise Solanke next season if with coaching, positioning, getting those balls in from the left and right crosses, making sure he stays in the box. Because I think under Ange, he was dropping back so much, Solanke. And he just needs to stick in that box. He can score goals. He scored them against, for Bournemouth that season before. But Areola played to Solanke's strengths. So the hope is that, we can get more out of Solanke and next season. He did have an injury as well. Johnson, don't know what's going to happen with Johnson. I mean, he's not going to start now, is he? So he's going to be more of an impact sub. I don't know what he's going to be like on the left. But with the thing with Johnson, for me, he's not a winger. He should just be playing up front, off the striker, coming off the bench, tired legs, trying to get goals. And the thing is, he was our top goal scorer last season, but he's going to find himself out the team. I think Frank will go with either Wilson or Tell, but we'll see who starts against Newcastle tomorrow. Didn't see much to Tell. He put in one kind of decent cross in the game. But, that second half against Arsenal, we kind of sat back, didn't we? And soaked up the pressure to hold out that 1-0. Guys, your thoughts on that forward line? It's just not there, is it? If Spurs want to challenge at the top of the league, we've got to sign much better than them, or you have to hope that Frank and the coaching staff improves these players. I don't know. I just don't think they're good enough as a collective. Razzle Dazzle saying evening. Scott M, we need a replacement, but we know the club won't do it. And this is it, Scott, isn't it? We know they do. And this is the thing with this transfer window, right? It's all fantastic, great. Palhinha, coming in on loan, player that we need. I'm happy about that. But why are we so slow? Why wasn't this done like a couple of weeks ago? What is it? And it's like it feels to me like the club, they tease you, right? Oh, okay, got kudos. Then I was a massive, like, there's nothing happening for a couple of weeks, all quiet, all fans kind of moaning, complaining. Everybody was, before that Paulinho sign, everybody was unhappy, moaning, what's going on with this transfer window, business as usual. And then suddenly, after the Arsenal game, that Paulinho deal is announced. I just don't get it. It's so frustrating, isn't it? Like, are we going to go now after this Palhinha deal, another wait 2 weeks until the season starts? Just get these deals in. Maybe it's because we can't shift players. I get that, but just put them on the transfer list. If they're not going to be part of Frank's plans, just put them on. This club needs to be so much more ruthless. They really do. One sec, guys. I'm just sending a link to Mark. Bear with us 1 minute. Just get the link over to him. He's going to jump on in a bit. Guys, what did you think of that Arsenal game? I know it's only a friendly, but it's some early signs of Frank's system. So much better, isn't it? Seeing some organisation in there, 100%. It's so much better. I know it's early days. We'll see how we get on tomorrow against Newcastle. Don't want to get too carried away, but look, it was a lot more. We were a lot more compact, weren't we, guys? We just looked. The defending was better. Porro looked better. Yeah, the whole team, the way they kind of defended as a team, more compact. There's some work needs to be done on that in that forward areas, but hopefully that will come over the next pre-season friendlies coming up. Just bear with us, guys. Nearly sorted this. Let me send in the link. We can get back. Let's get to the chat. Let's see what people are saying. Also, like Stuttgart, Enzo Millet. Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans I'm seeing online seem quite happy with him. There's been a few not so convinced. Razzle Dazzle, does Kuda have a twin brother that's right-footed? Yeah, that would be perfect, wouldn't it? I mean, I really like Kudos. I know he didn't play as forward as I would thought the other day against Arsenal, but whenever he had the ball, he never gave it away, did he? He was strong, he held off players, hard to get off the ball. And hopefully we'll see him a little bit in forward positions in the next few games because, definitely see his qualities. A great start for him. Cheers, Archer. Palhinha's coming at 165k, effectively replacing Werner's wage-wise. We need to replace Sonny goals from the left. We do. We need the goals because Johnson's not going to be in the team. Solanke doesn't get loads of goals. So, who's going to be getting the goals next season for Spurs? Is it going to be, again, another collective of goals coming everywhere? I think we'll see a lot of goals from set pieces in Frank's side. I think you'll see a cracking goal from Sarr, wasn't it, the other day? It's a good spot from him. He only had a few seconds to think and he just lobbed that keeper. Great to see, eh? Fantastic beat the Arsenal the other day. I know it's a friendly, but, you got to love it, haven't you, guys? You got to love it. Jessica, the take I got from Millet is he's strong and he gets back to help. So he's got that defensive side to his game as well, which is good to know. Again, in that kind of attacking midfield area, you can't rely on Maddison. You can't rely on Maddison throughout the season. He's injury prone. He can't play every game. Kulusevski's out for quite a while, I've heard. So, yeah, we do need to look at something more creative. I know Bergvall, and I mean, I didn't think he played that great the other day against Arsenal. I think that was an area that we kind of lacked in that game, that kind of creativity. But obviously, you hope Bergvall develops throughout the season. But we do need something else in there. So really, you need a striker and you need another attacking midfielder. I just struggle to see the club doing it, really. I really do. Not doing it all in this window, I mean. Guys, how many more signings do you reckon Spurs will bring in before the end of the transfer window? I'm just not sure. Rowley, I'd like the guy from Bruges, mate, or Eze for playmaker, but Mwani's available for 40 million euros as a striker. Strong, good in the air, and can shoot from anywhere. Now, yeah, look, there again, mixed messages from the fan base about this player. Some people think he's a great fit. He can play across all those forward positions. Good experience, playing for big clubs. I don't know. I thought he was close to going to Juventus. Alistair Gold came out and said, I know you can't rely on him, but he come out and said it's wide off the mark. But look, a player, any player is better than our forward line, is going to help us massively. And I don't know about him. I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of fans seem to like him, rate him. Guys in the chat, what do you think? Would you be happy with Moani? I'm just a bit undecided on that. Jessica, it's not that correct. Missing dangerous left and centre forward that makes teams worry. Yeah. Let me just read that again. I think I misread that. It's not there correct. Missing dangerous left and centre forward that makes teams worry. Yeah, 100%. Let's bring in Mark. Come to join me today. Hello, Mark.
Big up, Dan. How are you, mate?
Well, mate, thank you for joining us. Let me just get the screen better. That's it. How you doing, man? Had a good day?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Just had a nice, quiet day with the family, and going to see my son tomorrow for a bit and before the game. So, yeah, it's been pretty cool, mate. Pretty cool. How are you?
Yeah.
How was your holiday? Okay?
Yeah, lovely, man. It's lovely to get away,
Yeah.
from the rat race. So, enjoyed it. Did lots of things with the kids. Yeah, they had a great time, and the weather was all right as well. We got out and about, so yeah, good. It was a good little holiday. Back down to earth now. But look, coming on YouTube, having a bit of a Spurs chat for an hour. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. And you got your show at 9. I've put in a redirect to everybody, so that will send them straight over to you at the end. And go over and join Mark's celebration stream. Look, let's get back to the chat. I'm interested to hear. Big up, Sammy. Hope you're good. Left back, winger, and striker needed after Palhinha. Sorry. Look, left back, we need one. I mean, Mark, what's your thoughts on this? Because a lot of people are talking about turning Spence into a left back. I'd rather just go out and bloody get a left back. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I think, a lot of fans are sort of seeing Jed Spence still as a sort of a Porro and a Udogie replacement if one of them goes down. My fear is if they were both out at the same time, then you've got to do something silly, unless you want to bring Davis in, is like you're moving Van der Ven to left back for a couple of games. Do you know what I mean? Until someone was fit. But if it was a long-term injury for two of them, not being in for a left back, then it is like it's madness. We've got to start acting like a big club and covering positions properly rather than just sort of gambling on it for me.
Yeah, I agree, man. We just need to go out and get there. Robinson, what about him from Fulham?
Love him, mate.
Quality player. It's going to cost a bit of money, but this is this is what we need to do. We need to challenge a doggy. He needs competition on that left. But Spence did all right, didn't he, against Saka? He really did. But again, I don't know. Knowing the club, Mark, they'll probably go for that option of keeping Spence there for now. I don't know. There was something I read online that they are looking for a left back, so we'll have to see on that one. Let's get back to the chat. Rich said, read Frank's comments about replacing Son and hinted Talent Odebert could be in the future. So from Frank, I think he wants to bring in someone. Well, that's I didn't read it like that, Rich, but fair enough. I just hope that we do bring in someone. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Jason says Johnson doesn't feel he offers enough. Phil, we sell or loan him out. Apart from Maddison and Kudos, we need real improvements in attacking players in the squad. 100%, man. We do. We lack that quality. We do. Just that, Mark, I don't know about you, but, when you look at the attackers there now, especially kind of the wingers, inside forwards, strikers, are you really fond of any of them?
Not particularly. I mean, we've got, it's been said before, we've got lots of so-called wingers that have been played as wingers that aren't wingers. Generally they're inside forwards that play off as a second striker, off the front man, that type of thing, running onto through balls or knockoffs, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's got plenty of options up there if he wants to go down that route. But for me, at the same time, we still need another centre forward, Dan. Like a proper, your target man sort of centre forward. That seems to be what Solanke's going to be. Even if he's playing in a free, he's going to be the target man with the two wingers, isn't he?
Yeah.
So there's obviously different types of target man. But if you're playing in a two with one off you, or one just sitting in front of you type of thing, it's we've got Tell that can do that. We've got Johnson that can do that, you know, and others. We've got Yang coming in, who's meant to be a winger, but let's see if he is a winger. You know, but we desperately need. We talk about left back. For me, left wing's got to be upgraded. Centre forward's got to be upgraded. You know, and then you can move back to the midfield and deal with that. But I think again in that area, Dan, that midfield area, there's a lot of players there, and it's a case of, do you get one more in central midfield on top of Palhinha as a DM, or do you sort of leave that area and go and deal with either your left back, your left wing, or getting another centre forward in?
Well, look, you know, getting a top centre forward, right, he's going to guarantee you goals. You know, I know it's difficult. I know there's not many out there. I mean, if you could think at the top of your head, Mark, who's gettable now, and anybody in the chat as well, who's actually gettable as a centre forward, who's going to guarantee you goals, going to get shots away quickly, he's going to run the channels, he's going to bloody give those, you know, opposition centre back a real tough time, and you can rely on, you can rely on goals, because I tell you what, if we can get a player like that, I tell you what, it's going to make a huge difference next season for Frank.
Yeah, definitely. There's a good shout from Rodney in the chat there. Mikoadze. He's that type of player who puts himself about a bit, scores goals, can be a target man. If he was playing in a 2 up front, what we were just talking about before, and then you've got, if you want to go to the other, up them couple of levels down. There's 2 players at the end of the day that are available to Spurs. If Spurs want to put the money down, and then if I ever want to come, in different circumstances. So Dusan Vlahovic, everyone's going to say, oh, but he's on 300 grand a week.
Well, this is the problem. Isn't it?
He's at Juventus, Dan. There's always a way how it goes down on paper that people get paid.
Yeah.
So whether he's on 150 grand or 200 grand a week on the books, his money could be made up in bonuses, and it can be structured that he gets his 300 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? There are ways to do it. And the other one, but whether United are going to get him or not, I don't know. I'm just going at the top end of the scale of the availability to us. He's Benjamin Sesko.
Do you rate him? Do you rate him? Is he clinical enough? I'm not sure.
He's one of them, Dan, and he's got a bit of, he can hold it up half decent. He's learning. He's still learning. There's no doubt about that. But there are others out there, mate. There are others out there, if you don't want to be going and paying the 60, 70 million, whatever it is Leipzig want for him and whatever his wages are.
Yeah. But look, big up, Rodney. Thanks for that. There's a couple of good suggestions there. I think we do need that. The scouting have really got to be working hard to bring somebody in. I just not convinced with this board. I just think they're not gonna go all out, are they, in this window? And I get that we can't sign everyone in this window. I get it, but I mean, look, what an opportunity! And we saw the other day, Mark, against Arsenal, how Frank can set up his side. I know it's early days; don't want to get too carried away. But imagine, obviously Frank lifting the performance of the team, and then you go and add that quality on top. Yeah. Just a couple more players ready for the first team who are going to make a difference. I mean, next season could be really exciting.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. We're all calling for it at the end of the day. We've got Kudos in. With, Morgan Gibbs-White went out the window. Everyone got excited. 2 deals within 24 hours. This is un-Spurs-like. Then it goes out the window and goes quiet again for a couple of weeks. Nothing's happening. Everyone's getting frustrated again. It's 2 weeks earlier. It was, well, here we go. We're moving differently here, but no. So we had 2 weeks off. And then this week had a fantastic result against Arsenal, which lifted everyone's spirits. I know just from chatting to people, no one really expected it, Dan, if we're telling the truth. I thought we'd get beat 3-0. So
yeah, I didn't think we'll get beat that bad.
I was totally wrong. Big up to the players. Yeah. Big up to the manager for, like you say, in less than a month, he's managed to get that defence to look like they've been together for 6 months. Right? So then After that, we've had the news that Palhinha's coming in. And there are, I don't know what the split would be, maybe 70-30, 75-25. There was a lot of people that said, oh, yeah, this will do us. And I'm one of them. I am one of them. Like, I don't know how we could not say we wouldn't want a player like that in our team that frees up what the players that are really good with the ball do. He is a midfield destroyer. He breaks the game up and he gives it simply to the players that can do better with it than he can. You know, more tackles in his last Premier League season, that by a long way. You know, it's his job. It's what he loves doing. He loves doing it. Let's hope Frank can get him in there with, and if he plays a double pivot, whether it be with Sarr, whether it be with Bergvall, with whoever it is, let him do his thing. He knows what he's doing. Let him get on with it. And then we might see a different type of Spurs in defence. I can pretty much guarantee we won't be conceding 65 goals this year, Dan, in the Premier League.
I mean, I think it's a good signing. I really do. I do. I think if we can get back to that form he was playing under Fulham, you know, when he was at Fulham, I mean, I liked him then, you know. I remember when we played Fulham, man, he beat us up. And he's a real strong player and good at the tackle. I mean, there'll be games where you probably don't need him, right? When you're playing at home against a Leicester team, you can have a bit more creativity in those two sitting in front of the defence. But you know, in the big games, you know, like when you're going to be under the cosh, you need somebody like that really to, you know, fight for the ball going. I think it's a fantastic loan signing. I really do. And as I said, I hope he can get back to that form he did. He didn't play a lot. Really, did he at Bayern Munich? Did he? And obviously, because of, you know, they got a lot of good players there. But fantastic loan signing. Let's go back to the chat. Freddie says, "Go and get Eze to replace Son. Show some ambition." Yeah, that's what we need. Archers are 1-0 to the Tottenham. Yeah, really did lift spirits, didn't it? After a really frustrating few weeks. Big up to John. Hope you're good, man. Thanks for joining us. Jason, if Levy backs Thomas Frank, then I feel we got something we can develop and grow forward as a club. Look, it's just simple, right? Just go out there and buy quality players. You know, we have got some good players. We've got players with potential. We've now got a coach. Yeah, we've got a manager who knows how to set up a team. Just go out the extra mile. You know, push the boat out. If you have to increase the wage structure, just increase it. Get these players in. There's just no excuses anymore from this board. You know, we've won that Europa League. Now we should really push on now under Frank. And, you know, there's just that feeling in the back of my head that they're just not going to go all out. Mark, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Big up to Henry. Says, Coys, come on, you Spurs. John the Fisherman says, there aren't any friendlies between God and the devil. That game was not a friendly. It definitely wasn't, Mark, was it? Did you watch it? Did you manage to see it?
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it live, but I was trying to watch it live, but my reception was terrible. So I ended up watching the bit of highlights at the end of the evening. And from what I saw, we did okay, especially first half. They had a bit more pressure in the second half, as you'd expect, being 1-0 down. But, you know, didn't really, we were saying, we looked so much, you know, more solid. You know, the pressing was a lot better in different stages of the game. There's a lot for the players to take in, you know, while Frank's trying to get his philosophy over to them. And there'll be mistakes made. But at the end of the day, they got over the line, friendly or not. It's a 1-0 win over Asner. And I'm not bothered it's a friendly, mate. It's confidence boosting for the players going into Newcastle tomorrow, going into Bayern and PSG. You know, that they're trying to prove to Frank what they can do. And let's see how they get on. You know, let's see how they get on. But it's a good start, mate. It's a good start.
I agree, man. Lots of positives in that game. Evening to Robert. Give it a few more matches, and we'll get fans wanting to be entertained. Frank can be very pragmatic, especially against loaded clubs. Only reason you don't hear it now is early pre-season. Now, look, I'm all okay with Frank adapting when they're playing better teams. You know, we have got good defenders, right? We've got good players, you know, and I just think it's sensible, isn't it, to kind of, you know, just don't, you know, sit back a bit, draw Arsenal in, and then try and I think in that first half against Arsenal, we got amongst them. We managed to outpossess them. We didn't look, if you look at the two teams, there weren't a lot in it. So I just think, and there's a lot, and I don't know if you saw a lot of the Arsenal reaction, but some of the Arsenal fans were quite impressed by what they saw from Spurs, how organised they were. They said that we shut down their wingers. And we just made it really difficult. We scored that goal, and then we didn't let them back into the game. A lot of positives to come off. But I get what Robert's saying. We'll see how it plays out, because the test will be under Frank is when we play a side who are going to sit back, right? This is what we won't see it now until the season starts. It will be against Burnley because of the level of opposition we're playing with Newcastle, Bayern Munich, PSG. They're all going to be teams who are going to come at us, really. So look, we'll see how Frank's team is against a team that's going to sit deep, and that's when the quality of the attack, we may kind of come up a bit short. What do you think, Mark? Is that fair?
Yeah, makes perfect sense what you're saying, Dan. At the end of the day, he can only get out of the best of what he's got. You know what I mean? So what we were saying on another stream the other day, what I don't want to happen to Thomas Frank is that he gets set up to foul, because it's pointless in being here otherwise, Dan. Do you know what I mean? So we know he can upgrade the players that he's got from the style of play from the last 2 seasons. So you'll get them, you'll see patterns of play and stuff like that, and and it'll look a bit better on the eye, But as I said, these things take time. They take time. He can only work with what he's got, and hopefully, we get a striker in. Maybe Richarlison goes, we get another striker in, or we get another left winger in. But I think, we all said if we could get 4 in over the summer, that would be pretty good. 4 first teamers. They've got 2 to go, and they've got 3 and a bit, 4 weeks to get them in. So let's see, mate. Let's see.
Big up, yeah. Great points, Mark. Yeah, look, I'm going to get into it in a minute. I just want to say a couple of things. Big up to Madison in the chat. Instant Spurs like the change. Yeah, look, this is just going to be like a little pop-up show. When I get a spare hour, I'm going to come online, and it won't be kind of preset. It will just be kind of, I'll just come live and just talk about Spurs, whatever's going on at that time. So hopefully I'll do a few more of these, a bit more regular, get online, get chatting to all you guys who watch the channel. People watching, please smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, give us a sub, much appreciated. And also head over to the 2 Marks at 9 o'clock, where they've got their celebration stream. 500 subs, man. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
fantastic. It takes time, man, YouTube to build. There's so many people doing it. So many different people on YouTube. They've got all different styles, and everybody's kind of fighting for their space. But the 2 Marks, great. They've got such great knowledge of the club. Great guys. Go over and give them a sub if you haven't. Let's go back to the chat. No worries, Mark. Rowley says, "Evening, Mark. Hope you're good." Let's have a look. Did we sign any more bargains? Hey,
not yet.
Any more bargains? Not yet. Razzle Dazzle Bailey can run. That's why I like him. Yeah, a lot of people like him. I think he's a good player. Would you take him, Mark Bailey?
He's a good player. You're talking about Leon Bailey?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The ex-Aston Villa or Aston Villa winger, yeah?
Yeah. He's
got pace, hasn't he? He's got a lot of pace to burn, and he's another one that's tricky. But what I will say is about him, we're looking for consistency in players. Now, I wouldn't say he's just a flash in the pan player, but he's not, or he wasn't doing it every week. I think he might have started off on fire when he got to Villa, and it just sort of tailed off for him a bit, So he fits the profile of player, though. He's the right age, isn't he? I don't know how much he'd be, Dan. But he's okay. He's okay. He's not brilliant.
Is he better than what we've got? That's the question, Mark.
Yeah. Because he can.
It's not difficult, is it?
he can take on a player at the end of the day. He can go past the player. You know what I mean? We're lacking in that now. We're lacking in
Fair
that now.
enough.
So we'll
Fair enough.
see.
It's interesting to hear, different fans' opinions on players and what they like, who
Yeah,
they like, and no, it's good. It's good stuff. Big up to Paul. Hope you're good, man. How are you? Let's have a
yeah,
few other comments in the chat. Yeah, fans can't make up their mind on what they want. Well, we all want success, right? We want to be winning. We want to be challenging up that table. And I mean, when's it gonna be? Time Spurs actually truly challenge consistently and make the sort of moves in the transfer market that kind of say we're serious. I just don't think it's ever happening under this board. But look, things should be better next year under Frank, and just hope that we just get a couple more first team signings in and shift some out as well, because we do need to. Jessica says, I love Eze, Ario from Barcelona. Mawani gives us a lot of options. Yeah, we need more options. Archer, we need to stop shoving square pegs in round holes. 100%, man. About the left back. Yeah, I'd rather just go and get a left back. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Moore's gone now, isn't he? Mikey Moore. I think that's a good move for him.
Yeah,
Don't you think, Mark?
Yeah, he's going to Rangers for a year on loan. Yeah, I've said before, there'll be games for him that he finds easy because of the level of players that he's playing against, like League One-ish players. And then he's going to come up against Celtic 4 or 5 times a year, where he's going to have someone up his backside crunching him. And let's see how he deals with those type of games and any European games he might play as well.
Oh, no, it's great. He's got to get game time, right? He's got to develop.
Course.
He's going to hopefully will play, physical up in Scotland, European experience as well. Just hope he gets the game time. You would have thought that there would have been some agreement, right, between the two clubs that Moore is actually going to play. Because, it's a bit, obviously Rangers are Rangers playing in the Scottish League, massive support in Europe. I think it's good for him. And he may need a couple of loans, Mark, before we kind of really gets going, So I'm for that. If he weren't going to play under Frank, it's best that he gets out. Robert says some blame the inverting fullbacks, but if you put 2 poor defending fullbacks that we have, you could have 1, but 2 Premier League clubs will break you. What's your thoughts on that?
So I'm still reading it, Dan. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Porro and the Doggy are wing backs, aren't they? By trade, they both like to get forward. Spence is your traditional fullback. He'll get forward at times, but defending is the most important part of his game. So as far as the inverting the fullbacks is concerned, right, I don't think you'll see much of that at all this season. I think you'll see more of overlapping fullbacks, tight wing backs, however Frank decides to play it.
That's right. Should be.
Going round, a bit reminiscent back of the Poch days, if you like, with Walker getting down one side, and for me, that, if we're going to play Solanke as that target man, that man that's going to put the ball in the net from 6, 8, 10 yards out, we want him coming in when those balls are coming in. If we're going to play like that, we've got Porro, we've got a Doggy, Maddison can cross a ball. Kudos should be able to cross a ball.
Looks like he can cross, doesn't he? One thing I've noticed with him, he seems he can cross the ball. So there are some crosses there. And I just think, Mark, what you said about the fullbacks, just playing as fullbacks, right, overlapping the winger. I mean, it's going to be so much better. We saw a little bit of it, didn't we, against Arsenal? We really did. Let's go back to what Rodney says here. He's talking about sorry, I do the pronouncements of the names. Guessand, is it? So strong and fast. He's similar to Liao and Kudos. And I'm not, is it Mida? I can't even pronounce that, Mark. Could you? Mikatadze, that's it. Cheers, man. As a elite finishing and can pick a pass and be involved in the game and get assists. So this is it. We need that quality up front. With a forward, you can, really make the difference. Take chances. Solanke's just not that player, is he? He's just not clutch, is he? He's just not. That's what I think. Razzle Dazzle talks about Muniz from Fulham. Do people like him? He gave us a tough game when we played him, didn't we? He scored. I can remember him scoring against us. Yeah, I don't know how much he'll cost.
He's 40 or 50 million quid down, isn't he?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to let him go cheap. Really think that Levy will have two 200k players. Not likely. Yeah, this is it. Celso has 1 goal and assist every 2 games, I think. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
That's not bad.
Let's go into the chat. Plan on additional signings to be underwhelming now. Palhinha, players who couldn't command weekly over 100k. Yeah, Robert's not sure if we're going to keep the Palhinha's not announced yet, Mark, right? We always got to be cautious with this, after what happened with Morgan Gibbs White. But if he comes in, that's 2 first-team players, right, for the team, right? If we can get another couple more, that is a big change to how we do transfers. I say, I think it's positive. Look, again, we want them to do more. We want them to go and get better. But for Tottenham and Levy, the small things, Mark. I know it's not. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying? It's like it's a step in the right direction. Look, we want them to do so much more and really go for it. But I just don't think they will.
Well, just 2 more, Dan, isn't it? If he's got waiting for Palhinha to be announced, I think, like we said earlier, if they can get another 2 in, and I'm not even really bothered if it's another one on loan, Dan, for a year with an option again. Do you know what I mean? As long as it's of the right quality and standard, and they come into the first team. I don't want people coming in anymore that might give such and such a game, or on a good day he's better than him. That type of thing. If we're going to get players in, let's make sure we've got competition for players that are already here.
You want better players coming in, Mark, right? You want what we have now. We want better players coming in to compete for positions. Yeah, and which will up the players already there's game, right? When they've got that better competition, better. They'll look at the bench. They'll say, I've got to be on it today. It's all about upping the quality level of the squad. Signing Kudos ups the quality. Palhinha is a player that we don't have. He ups the quality. Who else? Who's going to come in next? He's going to really, really help us under Frank. Big up to John. Evening to you. Hope you're good.
Up, John.
It comes with him being a slow 6, being slower than attackers. He's forced to do slide tackles often, but man, he's one of the best slide tacklers. Yeah, he is. You just see his highlights. All it is slide tackles.
Yeah, I agree with Robert as well. He does get booked a lot, but you can't question it. But at the same time, he's getting stuck in a lot more, Robert. But I get exactly where you're coming from, right?
We should be looking at players like Garnacho and Douglas Luiz. They may not be everyone's cup of tea. And this is it, Jason. Like, everybody as fans like different players, right? And, I might rate one, might not rate him. We all got different opinions on players. And, Garnacho, I just don't know, man. I just don't know about him. Douglas Luiz, of course, I think he's got that Premier League experience. Garnacho is going to cost a lot of money, and if it don't work, I'd rather go Spurs go for players that are going to more likely make it, and you're not going to be doubtful. Any player coming in which you're a bit doubtful, I'd rather avoid. I hope that kind of makes sense, Mark.
Yeah.
Burnley is literally going to be 11 men defending. Yeah. It definitely, it will be. But look, this is it. What's Frank been doing in the in the training? What's his kind of the way he attacks? What we're going to see it, aren't we? In these preseason games, playing against good opposition as well. I like it. Would you, Mark? Are you much more happier that we're playing stronger opposition in these preseason friendlies?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all going to work in Thomas Frank's favour at the end of the day, doesn't it? He's got to work out what he thinks his strongest team is. As regards to starting the Premier League season, over the last 4 weeks and over the next 3 weeks, players have got to prove their worth, Dan, at the end of the day. It's a new manager with new coaches. There'll be some that don't cut the mustard and either go out on loan and get sold. There'll be others that he likes the look of, that he wants to keep, that he wants to improve, and there'll be others, hopefully, on top of the 2 that have come in, that will come in and, like you say, improve the squad. And that's what we need. If we're going to be serious, Dan, it does take time. You know, we haven't got all the oil money in the world. We know we've got plenty of PSR money, if you want to call it that. But at the end of the day, you can only do so much per window. And I think if Spurs got 4 first-teamers in, like you said earlier, you know, 95% would be reasonably happy, as long as that may be continued in January with another one and then continued again next summer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. Planning for January, planning for the summer. There's got to be a massive change in the way we recruit players, and you just hope maybe Vinay will have something to say about that now. Look, guys, I mean, just going to the chat, and you know, Rodney says we look at different team, but the attack will come unstuck. I have these concerns. I really do. You know, the quality of player up front we have is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, they just, you know, that forward line, they scored a lot of goals collectively, but there wasn't a standout goal scorer. Johnson did get goals, but I just don't think Frank's going to play to his strengths. So we're going to see him kind of more of a bit part player next season, coming in late, coming off the bench. You know, he's not a winger, man. He just can't do it. Like, just watching him in pre-season, he just can't take on his fullback. All he's there is just being in the right place at the right time. Yeah. And unless you're setting up a team to do that, like we saw under Ange, those late runs into the box, I just don't really see how Johnson's going to play much or have much impact on this team. Look, I hope I'm wrong, but he is what he is, Johnson, isn't he? You know, he doesn't do a lot throughout the game, but he gets goals in being in the right place at the right time. I don't know. We'll see what happens with him. I had something I wanted to say, but I just kind of lost my train of thought now. But yeah, please, guys, if you're watching, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. Much appreciated. Thank you for all being. We're going to go for another 10 minutes and then going to direct everyone over to the 2 Mark show. John the Fisherman says, if there's any remote chance that we can snatch up Isaac, well, that's the sort of thing that, you know, if the Spurs went and did that, then you know there's a change in how they do things.
Unfortunately, Dan, he only wants Liverpool, apparently. I think that deal will get done at Liverpool one way or the other.
That's crazy, isn't it? If he ends up going there, man, they're going to be a force.
Oh,
really are.
Serious club, though, Dan. Serious club, mate.
Exactly. They find a way, don't they? Yeah, they've already spent 40 million on that player already.
Spent a load of money on Wirtz, and you know they've bought a couple of others in as well. Now they're talking about Isak, you know, and that's going to end up around 140, somewhere like that. That's where that'll end up.
Yeah, so they're finding the money, aren't they?
A lot of money, but they're
finding it.
They're finding it and they're doing it. So, you know, good luck to them, man. Good luck to them.
Question from Archer. What players do we have right now you consider entertaining? This is it, isn't it? I mean, I like Porro. I think, you know, he comes up with the odd screamer, doesn't he? And the passing range he has, some of the kind of assists he got last season, crossing. I mean, entertaining, you know, questionable maybe, but I think he has that in him. Maddison, you know, can be entertaining, I think. And then I'm looking across that team, and Kudos, you know, will be entertaining, you hope, right?
Well, yeah.
There's
Mickey van der Ven was entertaining last season when he was sprinting back 60 yards to cover everyone's backside, Dan. Hopefully he won't be doing that this season.
Wasn't it nice seeing him not having to just keep running back all the time, weren't it? Actually do some defending, and that was great to see, right?
Yeah,
really
brilliant.
Great to see. Look, good question, Archer. We haven't, and this is it really, you know, if you want to challenge the top sides in the Premier League, you've got to have those players, you know, them exciting players. We've had them at Spurs over the years. So many of them. We're losing Son. I know he's, you know, not been himself the last couple of seasons at age or whatever, but we need that excitement into that side, you know, quality. Yeah, and then you can have hope. Like, you go away from home against a big side, and then you know that you've got a chance, haven't you? If you've got that quality in the side. But it's a good point, Archer. I like that. You know, there's not many at all, really. I don't know what else people think in the chat. There's not many entertainers in that side. Maybe we've missed one, Mark, but
Glenn Hoddle
I
don't
know.
play for us no more, does he, Dan?
Who's that?
Glenn Hoddle, he don't play for
No,
us no more.
no.
No, I'm going back too far. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Imagine having him in the side, man. That'd be crazy. Robert says we can trust when Frank believes he can get all the points he's going to got for, similar to how Frank believes he could beat Ange, so he risked it and opened it up. Frank picks his battles. That's the point at the end there. Frank picks his battles. Yeah, we want to see a manager adjust game to game. Evening to Audio Artisan. Hope you're good, man.
We got audio.
Lord Rodney tried to say, my mum raised me to the king of the yellow labels. Razzle Dazzle says, it wouldn't be my first choice, but he is cheap. Big up to SDFC Benji. We just need to put this Strand Larson in the bag. Strand Larson for Wolves, right?
Yeah, he's the Wolves centre forward, the young lad up front for them, isn't he? He puts himself about again, but I don't know how old he is, 21, something like that. But he scored a few goals for Wolves last season, Dan.
Yeah, hard-working player.
Yeah,
he puts himself about. Again, I want somebody who's going to come in, who's going to hit the ground running. You know, that's what I want. Not another potential. We've already signed the potentials in this window already. We don't want any more.
Yeah. Dan, do you mind if I jump, mate? Because I've got 6 minutes till my show starts. And
of course, man. No problem.
I need to go over there if you don't mind.
You get off. I'll just finish chatting to the chat for the last 5 minutes.
Thanks,
anyway.
Mate. Thanks very much. Thanks, chat, for having me. Glad you're all here. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Cheers, Dan. Speak to you soon, man. Subscribe to this fella. Make sure you get subscribed. See you soon. Take care, Dan. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Have a good show, mate. Take care of yourself.
You, mate. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So this Guesan, that kid would be demanding 60-70 million. Yeah, a lot of money for decent players. You've got to play the money. Right? You have to pay the money. Madison Rangers should have beaten us, and they didn't. They also drew with Man United. We were shocking in that game against Rangers under Ange. I was furious with that performance. Rangers are a massive club. They are a massive club. Spurs would be lucky to beat Celtic. Oh, man. Oh, dear. I think we can beat Celtic, especially under Frank now. Razzle Dazzle, they just drew with Motherwell 1-1. Good evening, all. Moore wasn't in the squad. Yeah, well, I just hope he gets game time. I really do. Let's go to the chat and see what people are saying. If there's any points I want to bring up. Evening to Sam. Evening, just finished work. No clue what's gone down. Dead on my feet, but shift out unlike someone 2, 3, 4 we know. Evening, Sam. Hope you're good, man. Yeah, working hard. Lord Rodney Trotter, him on the left, Kudus on the right will be a different team, definitely. Imagine. And a really, really top centre forward, the dream. Guys, the dream. Big up to Arthur. You're not the only one that does work like me. Oh, dear. Bit of banter going on in the chat there. Arthur, Spurs are shit. Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. Daniel Knight, evening to you. Big up to you, man. Hope you're good. Lord Wondy Track says Liverpool will be better off getting a couple of centre-backs, but who knows? They'll be there or thereabouts anyway. Yeah, they will be. They'll definitely be up there. Razzle Dazzle, Liverpool are getting Guay on a free next season. Yeah, quite possibly. Just go to the chat. A couple more minutes before we shut the show down, and just to redirect everybody to the 2 Mark show. Brennan playing time will be cut. Yeah, it'll be up to him to counter that and become more playing time. Moment of truth for Bren. Yeah, it is. Unless he kind of plays off the forward, I just can't see where he's going to fit in this side under Frank. I really don't. Rowley says, look how it was. Liverpool were not good before Klopp. Then 3 or 4 top players and changes everything, then kick on. Now they have a top squad and depth. Levy board. Joao buys bargains and mid players. And this is the change what needs to happen at Spurs, and it's starting in this window. We know we need to bring in top players into the side if we really want to push on. And we should all continue to demand it. We must, it's been far too long for Spurs not really, really challenging. I know under Poch we were We were, but again, the board let him down. So yeah, we just have to hope, man. We really do. But we'll see what this window looks like, right? By the end of when it closes, are we all going to be happier as fans? Not everyone's going to be happy. There will be one saying we should do more and more and more. Yes, I get that. But let's see. Let's see when that window closes. There's still time. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see. He's been shifted out. Let's see these preseason games under Frank. And to be honest, guys, we've got that PSG game coming up in a couple of weeks. Obviously, we all want to win that, but we need better players coming into this side. We need to up the level quality of the squad, and I'm just going to keep saying it and demanding it and hoping it comes. I will. Evening to LV3. Son got 50 goals and assists in the last 2 seasons, despite being washed. For all people saying good riddance for his departure, I will wager that they won't even touch Son's worst season numbers. Look, there was a lot of talk from the fan base that Son, he needs to be moved on now. It's his time. And, people say what they want, right? Son has been a fantastic player, fantastic servant to the club. And, in his peak days, he was brilliant. One of the best players in the Premier League, and he'll go down in history. The stats there show it. And look, I do think it's time for him to go, but we need somebody else to come in to kind of replace his numbers and to give those fans the excitement. Let's go back to the chat. Big up to everyone watching. Thank you so much. I'm going to be trying to do some more pop-up shows throughout the season when I get a spare hour or so. Let's have a look in the chat, see what people are saying. Oh, cheers, Nige, for the super sticker, mate. Thanks so much, man. Hope you're good, man. Palhinha's finalised, or was it? Is it being released? I don't know. I'll have to have a look. Have a look on my phone, see if it actually has been announced. Let's have a look. Double check. Can't see anything yet. Nope. Don't know, guys. Can you see anything? Has it been finalised yet? Has it been announced? I can't see anything flashing up. Daniel 90, Moore could not get clearance in time because where his 17th Rangers needed clearance from FIFA, and he didn't get that clearance in time. Thank you for sharing that information, man. No, they didn't. Ain't trust. It's not just about top players, about getting the team chemistry right. Just for me, of course, man. Definitely. Look, you need it to work. You need a manager there who can set a team up, get these players working together. The players winning that Europa League, that should have helped them, right? That really should have helped them going into the next season. That winning mentality, that togetherness they showed in those, those last few Europa League games to get us to that final to win it. That's all going to help. And then it's just adding the right player into the team, that quality as well. But good point, man. It is both, definitely. Big up, guy, man. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, man. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to close the show down now. It's 9 o'clock. We don't redirect everybody to the 2 marks. Big up to everybody who's watched. I'm going to be going live on Tuesday inside Spurs Minds at 8 o'clock. Come down and join us. Get involved. Your comments throughout that show should be good. Lots to talk about. But anyway, guys, just to say a couple hellos. Big up, Nita. Thank you for being here. Guys, if you haven't smashed the like button, please subscribe to the channel. Go over to the 2 marks. Going to be redirected there. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And as always, come on, you Spurs.